Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NHK reports that the New York Times has published an account detailing a newly developed U.S. missile's involvement in an attack on southern Iran on February 28th. The report indicates that the missile damaged a sports hall and an elementary school, resulting in at least 21 deaths, including children. The newspaper identified the weapon as a precision strike missile, or PAR-SM, designed to detonate above its target and disperse tungsten pellets. Videos reportedly show the missile exploding mid-air. The U.S. Central Command confirmed on March 3 that the PAR-SM had seen its first combat use. The New York Times highlighted the proximity of the damaged school to a military facility, but noted it's hard to determine if the strikes were intentional, a design flaw, or due to improper target selection. A U.S. Central Command spokesperson stated they are looking into the reports and reiterated that U.S. forces do not indiscriminately target civilians. Separately, another elementary school in Iran's Hormozgan province was struck on February 28th, killing over 160 people, including children. Reports suggest U.S. forces mistakenly targeted it based on outdated data, which has drawn international condemnation. UPI reports that NATO forces have intercepted another Iranian ballistic munition in Turkish airspace. Both Turkey's Ministry of Defense and the Defense Alliance confirmed the incident, which occurred on Monday. The Turkish ministry stated that a ballistic projectile launched from Iran and entering Turkish airspace was neutralized by NATO air and missile defense units deployed in the eastern Mediterranean. They emphasized that all necessary measures are being taken decisively against any threat to their territory and airspace, with national security as the top priority. NATO spokesperson Alison Hart also confirmed the interception, reiterating that NATO is prepared for such threats and will always defend its allies. The specific target of the Iranian munition was not disclosed. This marks the fourth time NATO forces have intercepted an Iranian ballistic munition in Turkish airspace since February 28th, amid ongoing regional tensions. Al Jazeera reports that 4 Israeli soldiers were killed in combat in southern Lebanon as the Israeli army pushes deeper into the country. This brings the total number of Israeli soldiers killed since fighting escalated on March 2 to 10. The ground invasion, ordered by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, aims to establish a buffer zone extending to the Litani River. Hezbollah acknowledges the power imbalance but vows to make the advance a costly war for Israel. The escalation has also resulted in over 1,200 Lebanese deaths and 1 million displaced, according to the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health. 3 UN peacekeepers were also killed this week. Far-right Israeli ministers are urging the annexation of southern Lebanon, and Netanyahu reportedly stated that any future U.S.-Iran agreement would not halt Israel's war in Lebanon, which is part of a larger U.S.-Israel conflict with Iran. NPR reports that Russia is extensively developing occupied territories within Ukraine. This significant construction activity suggests that Russia has no intention of returning these lands as part of any future peace agreement. The implications of this development for a potential peace deal were discussed by NPR's Leila Fidel with Reuters reporter Mari Saito. This ongoing development indicates a potential hardening of Russia's stance on the annexed regions and presents a considerable obstacle to achieving a lasting peace. The United Nations Human Rights Council has adopted a resolution condemning North Korea's human rights violations, as reported by UPI. South Korea joined 49 other countries as a co-sponsor, a decision made despite prior speculation that it might withhold support to foster improved relations with Pyongyang. The resolution expresses deep concern about the systematic, widespread, and gross human rights violations in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and the pervasive culture of impunity and lack of accountability for such violations. It calls on Pyongyang to implement extensive reforms, including dismantling political prison camps, ending forced labor, and ensuring freedom of expression and movement. South Korean Foreign Ministry spokesman Park Bail stated that the co-sponsorship considered humanitarian issues like abductions and family reunions, as well as language-supporting dialogue. This marks a return to co-sponsorship after a hiatus from 2019 to 2022. North Korea, however, categorically rejects the measure, viewing it as a hostile act designed to undermine its government. A recent UN Special Rapporteur report indicated no improvement in North Korea's human rights situation over the last decade, with some aspects worsening. The United States did not participate, having withdrawn from the Human Rights Council in February 2025. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.